everything out, but farther out while I spread it. Okay.
Give me a thumbs up of some kind? Yeah.
Yeah, close up of that.
Where's the...
On the stove first. Darn. I think we got it real. Voila. Then, there we go.
I ran into an issue when I was putting in the hot tent stove. This is the Winnerwell Nomad large size stove. This was supposed to go dead center is what I understood or what I was told. It looks to me like it probably actually needs to be about 3-4 inches higher, because I ended up having to, I'm not on perfectly level ground, but I ended up having to dig out, which was kind of a pain, but I made it work. Pulled out the tent stakes, got a little shovel, dug out there a bit so that it's level and I can get all the fittings in right. Otherwise, the elbow inside was just coming up too high to meet with the baffled pipe. But got it fixed, it's working. So we're gonna finish putting the rest of it together, the chimney up, and we'll be good to go. Oopla. Might need to guy it out. Just put it a little too tight. Straight level. Might have to guy that one out. I think it's good. Alright, so here we have the Winnerwell Nomad large stove installed in the Springbar Skyliner tent. As I mentioned, that wasn't in the perfect spot, but I think I got it figured out. Let me show you what I had to do. I dug out a little bit on the bottom, a few inches. Luckily we're on sand here, so that allowed me to get it level.
This is a simple. Dug it out? Yeah. No, you said I digged it out. Yes, this one. I didn't have a range term space for it. You want to be wild, or you're going to go out? Or would all be in here for a long time?
Okay, so on this little adventure, it's gonna be a little bit different, because I'm not alone. Look, here is the crew. We are at Arches National Park, and we are here camping for a few days in this lovely canvas tent from Springbar. It's their new Skyliner. It is a hot tent, so we've got the stove. We're gonna get it going, and we're gonna cook dinner on it tonight. What are we having?
Greek Chicken Pitas.
Greek Chicken Pitas, and then we're gonna follow it up with some chocolate chip cookies made in the Fastfold oven. So let's set it up. I like a little extra reassurance, so I bring this carbon monoxide detector.
Oh man, we're gonna be doing this.
Another night. We've already watched 2 movies today, so we're not gonna watch any more tonight.
3 movies, that's no. I'm gonna tip.
Fail!
Getting some good rain.
Ready?
Get the joke though. Guys, I have so much room and look how much.
Can you do 2 of these?
Yeah.
Just hang on to it for a second, sis.
We're over there. For now.
These pitas aren't the best quality, so they might be a little broken.
And me.
So Greek seasoned.
Please. You're me. I said please. Can you please get me my water bottle? You have to say at least 5. Please, 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 no, please. In that person. Can you please, please? No, can, please, please, you, please.
So,
Water.
my lovely wife Megan here has made us Greek chicken pitas. So there's some Greek seasoned chicken in there, along with some Greek salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, and
Kind
then
of spicy though.
Feta
Pita.
cheese.
one feta cheese.
Pepper.
That's key.
Leave.
Bon appetit.
So E equals MC squared, right? Then, or no? No. Yes.
we got one drip.
It's not a rainstorm.
But I think it's because condensation and it sits there. It's not like a real hole or not even the seam. It's cookie time! Okay, here we go. Let's just give it a whirl. Let's see what.
Should keep this for the blooper reel.
What if it is at the cotton?
Not warm enough yet. I'll do this.
Should we use it down?
To shit. Might be okay. Crispy on the bottom. Oh. Okay, who's gonna take the first bite?
Me.
Is it hot?
Yeah.
I bet it is. The chocolate might be really hot.
Hot. How they look?
They look good.
Hard to beat hot cookies in a hot tent. Too bad we won't have some milk, huh? One note I didn't think of in advance is what to do with the oven after it's done cooking. Because it's super hot. I put it down on the canvas tarp and it started burning a little bit. Not bad, it probably would have been alright, but next time I might have to bring a cinder block or something in to set it on, or a big hot pad. Well, everyone's asleep. It's been a good day. Get up and do some hiking tomorrow. Enjoy the rain in the tent. It's been eventful. Hailing now. Alright, so last night was an interesting night. It rained steady all night long, a little bit off and on, a couple of little breaks in there, but it was a steady rain. Not hard, but steady rain. And this tent, what was happening is water was pooling up on the roof a bit. And then once that collected over time, enough would seep through the canvas and it would just start dripping a little bit in the middle, right on top of my kids. So their sleeping bags were fairly wet, but they said this morning that they weren't wet at all, and they were none the wiser. But my wife was worried about it. So I got up a couple times and got it off. Finally, I got outside and I made some adjustments. And turns out, you know, that I'm not on totally level ground here. And on this particular tent, the Springbar Skyliner, the roof is pretty wide. And so there were just these kind of ripples right a long ways across the roof, right under that crossbar. And some of those were deep enough little valleys for water to collect, and that's what was going on. So I got out and I readjusted the awnings, and it's nice. This does have an awning on both sides, even on the side that just has windows. And by doing that, I was able to get the roof more taut, and then it wasn't a problem anymore. So it's not leaking anymore. Not necessarily not a defect or anything. I think it is probably a result of just that wider roof and the design. So you need to be a little more vigilant about how you adjust it in inclement weather. But once I sorted that out, it seems to be golden. I'll show you what I did, but it's rained pretty good, so hopefully you'll be able to see it. So this is the front, which I already had this way, but I had to bring that pole in towards the door more on the bottom so that I had a better downward slope because water is collecting. It still is a little bit. Then I did the back just like the front. It wasn't like this originally. Little improv with a spoon and a knife. I also found out it's quite important the angle at which you put the stakes. So I got those at a better angle to get the roof nice and taut. Along there. That's where the problem was, and it's much better. I also brought this pole on this side down a couple of notches. And I think that helped. I think the way it was just made it a little bit tricky to get the roof nice and taut. So once that was resolved, we were going pretty good. We're able to borrow this tent from Springbar to try it out, and I think it's one of the first of these models made, so perhaps they've made some improvements on it, I don't know. We have had a few breaks here and there, but it has been raining almost non-stop since we've been here. Real consistent, and it's lovely, and the desert needs it, so that's great. Since this is a gear channel, I thought I would do a quick overview of the gear that I'm using. Some of this stuff you've seen before, so I won't spend too much time on it, but the tent we're in, of course, as I mentioned, is the new Springbar Skyliner. This is an American-made hot tent ready system, and that's pretty great. That's pretty unique. Not a lot of outdoor companies are making anything in the US anymore. This model is made in the US. Unlike the other tent you maybe have seen me in, the classic Jack 140 from Springbar, that is an imported product, but this is the USA made right there in Salt Lake City, Utah. The stove is the Winnerwell Nomad Large View. It's the view because on this side it has another window. It's all stainless steel, it's very nice, four-legged. I wanted to try the larger size to see if it would stay burn longer, and it certainly does. In fact, it was too hot for a while last night. I had to turn the dampers down. But yeah, very, very nice tent stove. Excuse the mess, we are actually camping. We do like these chairs. It's a Cascade Mountain Tech high back or something like that camp chair. Collapses down real small, but it's tall enough you can lounge, and they fit pretty nice inside a hot tent. This is a Quechua, that is a Decathlon brand. These are great, pretty reasonably priced, and these are the pads our kids sleep on. We are sleeping on these thicker, you can't really see through all the junk, but these thicker hay trip 4-inch thick self-inflating-ish sleeping pads. They're like the X-Peds, but they're a generic brand off of Amazon, and they work great. Some Coleman cots and old Coleman sleeping bags that we've had since we're married. Can't get those anymore, vintage. This is the Winnerwell Fastfold oven. That's what we baked cookies in last night. Also from Decathlon is this I don't know what it's called, but it's a big duffel bag. It's super nice and about a third the price of all those big fancy brand names. Not set up right now, but it was last night. The Haven Tense Ridge light again, that's kind of become a staple. Anyway, we're gonna sit here and enjoy the rain for just a bit longer, but probably get going and head into Moab. We're over by Arches National Park, so we're gonna go head into Moab. We've got to pick something up in town, and then we'll be heading to the park, and hopefully this rain is supposed to break here soon, and then it should clear out and be a fairly nice afternoon. Windy, but decent, and then we should be clear the rest of our trip. Things are looking up, folks. It is stopping right as I speak. The rare sun rain. Oh, but now it's slowing down, and look what we got over here. Blue sky. Should make it a good day. Balanced rock. Here I am at Turret Arch in Arches National Park. Thanks folks for joining me on this adventure. It's been a fun one, it's been eventful, lots of weather, rain, hail, and now a lot of wind, as you can probably hear on the mic. I'm gonna turn off this camera and enjoy the rest of this week with my family, and I hope you get outside with your family and enjoy the outdoors too. If you're interested in seeing more about that tent, the Springbar Skyliner, be sure and check out the full review video that I do on it. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.